Kamusta mga ka-SoJTV? You are watching SoJannelle. I'm your host, Janelle So, coming to you today from Planet X Studios all the way on the East Coast here in Brooklyn, New York, right? To bring congratulations to two of the geniuses behind the Asian Persuasion film that just won the Audience Award from the SOHO International Film Festival. Mike Eng is the producer. Hello, congratulations to you.
Thank you, thank you.
And Jhett Tolentino is the director of the movie. Hello, congratulations as well.
Thank you.
And of course, thank you for opening your doors to us. Mike Eng is the owner of Planet X Studios. Thank you for letting us film here.
Thank you, of course.
Yes, now we hopefully have a home whenever we're on the East Coast.
Of course,
yes.
Anytime you want.
We got that on camera. All right. Yeah, first of all, congratulations. Asian Persuasion film. For those who haven't heard about it, what is it about?
So the film is actually about a guy who is going through a divorce. He's in his 40s and he can't afford the alimony. So he and his best friend come up with this crazy scheme to make a fake dating profile for his ex-wife on a dating site. So they can find somebody on there for her to remarry, and so he doesn't have to pay the alimony payments anymore. And so they find a guy and they start coaching this guy using an earpiece in his ear. And in the process of coaching this guy, he starts realizing he loves his ex-wife and he's falling back in love with her.
Oh, don't you look dashing.
Thanks.
Back at you, kid.
Back at you, kid.
It's a crazy madcap love story, you know. At the crux of it is about second chances. It's about finding love again. It's about divorces, but it's also about the positive side of it, which is oftentimes we don't cover that in any kind of media.
Also kind of reflecting the issues of marriage. What happens within a marriage, the breakdown, and then going through a divorce, and then realizing that love is still at the heart of it, right?
Yes.
I love that.
It's a rom-com.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a rom-com. And Jhett, what pushed you to accept this as your first directorial project, knowing that you've already won 3 Tony Awards for being a producer on Broadway, proud Filipino pride here. What made you decide you're gonna try directing and you're gonna do it first in this movie?
Well, Mike and I, we've been friends, I would say, for a while. And I was editing a documentary here in March 2021. And during lunch, he just told me that he wrote a script. I said, okay, that's cool. And because like, I didn't know that he was gonna pitch to me. And I said, Mike, you know, I'm busy. What is it about? So he tells me the story. I was like, there's a movie on Netflix, just watch it, it's the same.
Okay.
Because, you know, again,
That's direct as direct can be. Yeah,
it.
just watch a movie on Netflix.
That's actually what I love most about living in New York City as opposed to any other city in the world. I think no matter what cultural background you're from, no matter what it is, people here give it to you straight. And I would rather be told straight up that it sucks or it's good or whatever, but I love it. And Jhett is a very honest to goodness, just straight up person. He has no time to waste. Right,
so he tells you, there's a movie like that on Netflix. In fact, there's quite a few movies like that, rom-coms on Netflix that deals with relationships and marriage and divorce. So just go watch it. How did you respond to that?
I actually was like, oh my God, I felt a little crushed, but at the same time, I was like, you know, he's a commercial producer, so he knows what's gonna sell, right?
Right.
But in my opinion, I was like, you know, I watched that movie that he was mentioning, and I said, listen, it's not that. And in my brain, I'm thinking, I'm driving home to New Jersey, and I'm like, I just have to send him my script because I don't think it's the same thing. So I got back home that night, and you know, I never take no for an answer. That's just a thing with me. So I sent him my script, and I said, whenever you have a chance, read this. I don't care when it is. I kind of used a friend card and I said, listen, we're friends. I just need somebody to give me an honest opinion. If it sucks, I'm okay. But I'm only okay after you read it and then tell me it sucks.
I like that. See, you know, this is SoJannelle is a show that that delivers stories of immigration and representation, highlighting Filipino stories, right? And I say that because there's 2 pieces of advice that they can already learn from just that statement that you said. Number 1, never take no for an answer. Number 2, surround yourselves with good friends and people that you can rely on to give you honest opinion. But then at the same time, who will make time to hear you out, right? So knowing that you already think it's just the same, what made you, despite your busy schedule, carve out time to actually sit down and read Mike's script?
Well, he used the friend card. And I know what that means. You know, in our community, I don't use it often, but if I have to, again. So I knew the language. And I have already queued in a couple of scripts to read, and I was like, oh dear. So I had to put it
on top,
in front of everyone
okay.
else. And then after 2 weeks, I texted him and I said, just finish the script. Let's talk.
Ooh. So there's a glimmer of hope there, right?
I didn't know really what that meant.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was the middle of the pandemic, so everyone was still kind of staying at home. And I actually love to cook. And so what and the character in my story is actually a chef. And so I thought, wouldn't it be funny and nice if I were to make some chicken adobo and send it to Jhett so that we could both talk and be eating chicken adobo at the same time that we were talking on the phone. So we did a Zoom.
Oh,
So I
cool.
called an Uber.
Right.
So I cooked the chicken adobo, I put it in an Uber, I sent it out to him in Queens. And then when he got it, I said, okay, when you get it, just call me and we'll Zoom and we'll talk about the thing. So we both had the same meal. You know, very Filipino. We eat and we
Social
talk.
distancing.
Except that you probably put gayuma in Jhett's adobo to make him change his mind.
Wait a minute.
Right? You did not know that, right? And that is why and how 3 years later we got the Viewers or Audience Choice Awards at the SOHO International Film Festival. We'll continue this discussion when we return on the show. Don't go away. Kayo po ay nanonood ng SoJannelleTV. This is your go-to for stories of immigration and representation. Here on the show, kami po ay napapanood sa TFC on Sunday. So happy Sunday to you if you're watching on TFC. Happy Saturday if you're watching on ANC. And happy Monday if you're watching on KNET 25.1 in Southern California. Also, we are available on demand on I Want TFC. And we are always on our social media platforms. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/SoJannelleTV. So make sure you subscribe and you click on a notification bell so you know whenever we drop new content, which is almost every day. We're also on Facebook as well as on Instagram at SoJannelleTV. Joining us this afternoon on the show are Mike Ang and Jhett Tolentino, two of the geniuses behind the Asian Persuasion film that just won the Audience Award at the recently concluded SOHO International Film Festival. Congratulations are in order, but more than that, I feel like when you started with friendship, but also a lot of laughter.
Yeah, that's true. Because again, you know, I always think that we're both dragons, by the way.
Meaning
You know, if
the
people-
Chinese zodiac? Is that? Yes, dragon.
So if you're into that, it's good for business actually. The dragon.
Dragon
And
to dragon.
we are the fire dragons, 76.
Both?
76.
Yeah.
Oh, you're both on the
Dragons.
same, born on the same
Yeah.
year.
On the same year.
No,
So-
so he has to call me Kuya.
76.
No.
Now older by how many months? Let's just go back to the adobo first.
Right. So he sends me the adobo
The
dish, and you know we started. And actually, before we started the talk, I already had this inkling calling because 2022 marked my 10th year anniversary in commercial producing. And again, after having produced 18 shows in 7 years, getting 3 Tonys and 1 Grammy, what else can I evolve myself into? And at that time, my last Broadway show that I produced was Children of a Lesser God with Joshua Jackson. And then the rest of the project after that, I cannot make the economics.
You're already doing the math.
Yes, the
Yeah.
glimpse of the recoupment chart in any of the 41 Broadway houses, in what capacity, in what theater, in my sleep.
Right.
So that's how, you know, very keen in, you know, choosy I am in putting my name under in any show. So I was like, okay, how about if he's okay with my suggestions for his script, I will direct this.
Oh, meaning you had some tweaks
Yeah.
to his script.
Yeah.
Okay, and how
Most
did you
certainly, because I'd never written anything before. When I tell you I've never written anything before, I really have never written anything before. So I bought the software to write scripts,
Okay.
Final Draft. And
Right.
I just bought it because I was not doing anything during the pandemic.
Okay.
And I wanted to finally chase my dream of writing something.
Okay.
So it was really not formatted correctly. Even though Final Draft, there's like a formatting thing where it kind of puts it in the general format. There were a lot of things that I just didn't know. Because you don't know what you don't know until you do it. But I'm really the kind of person that I just do it, and then I'm sure that somebody will come along with the credentials that will help me refine it.
And
But
so
the most
here comes
important thing is
Jhett.
the idea out
Yes,
there.
yeah.
So I'm a very collaborative person, and same with Jhett. This whole entire process, that's how we got so far, just being
Yeah.
collaborative.
Right.
And so we were able to just do it. And I have a very thick skin, so I'll just listen to every and all criticisms, and like try to figure out how to make it better.
Right. So especially if you were going to get him on board, and if it seemed like you wanted him to get on board, right? What were the top 3 tweaks that you wanted to do?
Originally, the script was from a Filipino-American story. And again, as a commercial producer, not that I'm putting down our capabilities of our artists, but the way I've noticed in the industry is that we are not the preferred Asian content.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
and
yet.
at that time, again, that
Right.
was 2021, right? So the suggestion was to make it as an
Asian American. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a specific Asian ethnicity, but just make it vague, ambiguously
Yeah.
Asian, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's
for a
point.
commercial impact
Right,
of the
right.
film. The
Two.
second one is we have to make this film that we have to walk the talk. When we say representation, all across the board, because we are already at the helm.
Okay.
So coming down is money. We prefer Asian money. Asian money. And then in terms of crew, we prioritize women, Asian,
Right.
LGBTQ,
Oh.
BIPOC, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
even have a PWD.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So, again, because I said, Mike, if we don't make this in reality, nobody is creating opportunities for our people.
yes. Oh, I love that. Thank
Right.
you. Yeah.
Continuity-wise in the story, there were holes in it,
Yeah.
because so Jhett would just tell me something like, just general, like there needs to be a scene with the daughter and the mom. There has to be a scene with this. I need you to write it. And
Right.
just send me that scene.
Right.
So then I would just go and say, can we write something? Then I
Right.
would give it to him, and
Right.
he would give me his critique on it. Sometimes it was way outlandish, and he would just
Yeah.
be like, no, that's just not gonna fly.
Yeah.
Rewrite it.
Right.
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 One thing I know about Jhett is, I used a friend card to get him to read it.
Right.
But I know with Jhett, the friend card doesn't get you beyond that unless he really believes in the project itself. So the fact that he believed in it so much to say, not only co-produce it with me, but to be directorial debut, it really meant a lot to me. So I
And-
knew that we were on this journey together, and we were gonna do it right together all the way, and we're still doing that. We're fighting all the odds and doing everything that we can. Bringing a Filipino artista to the United States, putting her in a Hollywood movie. These are things we want to say that we did. And every time you look at our movie and you take a closer look and a closer look, it just gets better and better.
By the way, during production, we had 15 Asian countries represented. Yeah, even our vendors, our caterers, yeah, we go there and we give them the business as well. And I was like, in post-production, I said, Mike, I'm not happy with 15 Asian countries. So we looked. So now we're total 21.
Wow, involved in
Involved,
this
yeah.
production.
So you will see that at the end credits, all the 21 Asian countries.
Why did you not
Asian
invite
countries.
me to this movie?
You were in the West Coast.
You were the West Coast.
I would have flown. We're going to be talking more about now each of their journeys as immigrants or as Filipino Americans living here on the East Coast. That's when we return on the show. Don't go away.